The infinite transmission. I should start by saying this: I don't tell this story because I want to. I tell it because I can't stop thinking about it. Like some echo that won't die, it plays back in my mind, and sometimes, late at night, it feels like it plays back outside my mind too. It began on an ordinary night, in an ordinary apartment, in an ordinary town. I was scrolling through shortwave frequencies on an old battered radio I'd picked up at a flea market. I didn't really expect to find anything except static, the usual whispers and crackles from places I'd never know. But then, something cut through. A voice. Not just any voice. My voice. It was faint at first, distorted, repeating fragments of sentences I hadn't even spoken yet. The words didn't make sense. You are listening, you are not alone, transmission infinite. I froze, hand on the dial, certain my tired brain was playing tricks on me. But the longer I listened, the clearer it became. The man speaking on that frequency had my cadence, my pauses, even the nervous catch in my throat. And then, the moment that locked me in place forever, he said my name. Not just my first name. My full name. The room felt smaller then, like the air had grown heavy. I whispered, "Who is this?" into the silence, though I wasn't broadcasting. The voice answered me, milliseconds later, through the radio, "I am you. You are listening to yourself. Do not stop." I should have stopped. I should have thrown that radio into the trash, left my apartment, and never come back. But something rooted me in place. My own voice on that frequency, low, commanding, calm, pulled me closer. The transmission grew longer, stringing words together, warnings, instructions, predictions. It described things that hadn't happened yet. Small things at first, my phone buzzing with a text from a coworker I hadn't spoken to in months, the power flickering once before stabilizing, the knock on my neighbor's door at exactly midnight. All of it happened. Exactly as the voice said. And yet, the real terror came not from what it predicted, but from the pauses. During the silences between transmissions, I swore I could hear faint scratching, like nails against the inside of the radio's casing, and beneath that, breathing. The voice returned, "Do not look behind you." I laughed nervously, but I couldn't help myself. I turned. There was no one there. But the window was open. I hadn't opened it. That's when I realized, I wasn't just listening to a broadcast. I was caught in one. The infinite transmission had begun. I didn't sleep that night. How could I? Every time I closed my eyes, I heard it, the static, the scratching, my own voice calling me back to the radio. By morning, I told myself it was nothing. A hallucination. A trick of exhaustion. I even carried the radio to the closet, buried it under a pile of old coats, and swore I wouldn't touch it again. But I was lying to myself. Because even from behind the closet door, I could hear it muffled, but still there. My own voice whispering things I didn't want to hear. You will not go to work today. The roads will be blocked. Do not leave. I laughed bitterly and grabbed my keys. Blocked? By what? I muttered aloud. The reply came instantly through the closet, by blood. I froze. My stomach turned cold, but I still stormed out, determined to prove myself right. Yet the moment I stepped onto the street, I saw it, an accident less than a block away. Cars crumpled together. People screaming. One man laying still, too still, as paramedics rushed around him. The voice had been right again. I stumbled back inside, shut the door, and sat on the floor, trembling. From the closet, the transmission continued, steady as a heartbeat. Do not resist. You are already inside the signal. The signal sees you. The signal feeds. I wanted to destroy it. Smash the radio to pieces. But when I opened the closet, something made me stop. The dials were moving on their own. Slowly. Patiently. As if someone, or something, was tuning in from the other side. Then came the voice again. Only this time, it didn't sound exactly like me. It was close, but not perfect. A shade deeper. A fraction slower. And instead of the small quirks of my speech, there was something else in its tone: hunger. You will let me in soon. My chest tightened. I shouted, "Who are you?" The static hissed louder, filling the room like a swarm of insects. Then the voice answered, calm and absolute. I am the you that was left behind. I am the you that waited in the dark. I am the transmission without end. My blood ran cold. That night, I didn't sleep again. The voice grew more demanding, more impatient. It described the smallest of my actions before I made them, the exact second I would sip from a glass of water, the moment my phone would buzz, even the time I'd glance toward the window, expecting to see someone watching. And every time, it was right. Until it said something I couldn't ignore. At 3:13, you will hear the knock. I tried to stay calm. Tried to remind myself this wasn't real. But when the clock struck 3:13, 3 sharp knocks rattled my door. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My legs wouldn't move. The voice chuckled softly through the static. Do not worry. That was not for you. Not yet. I sat frozen in silence for the rest of the night, listening to the sound of faint, deliberate breathing seeping through the speakers. And when the sun finally rose, I realized the terrible truth: the infinite transmission wasn't predicting my future anymore. It was writing it. By the third night, I stopped pretending I could escape it. The radio had moved. I don't mean I moved it. I mean I woke up to find it sitting on my bedside table, even though I'd locked it in the closet again. It was turned on. Waiting. The voice greeted me before I could even breathe. Good evening. Tonight, you learn the truth. I wanted to run. But the words pinned me down, heavy and unrelenting. You are not the first. You are not the last. The transmission is infinite. It must be carried. It must be heard. I whispered, why me? The answer was colder than anything I'd ever known. Because you listened. Static roared in my ears, and for a moment, I felt like I wasn't in my apartment anymore. I was somewhere else, an endless black room with no walls, no floor, just an expanse of humming frequencies. And in that darkness, I saw them. Dozens. Hundreds. Thousands. All sitting with radios. All listening. All whispering in voices that weren't quite their own. Every face looked eerily familiar. Every one of them was me. Some were older, some younger, some twisted and ruined, their mouths stretched wide like speakers. They all turned to me at once. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dark. In perfect unison, they spoke, we are you. You are us. The transmission is eternal. Now you must broadcast. I jerked back, gasping, and found myself once again in my apartment. The radio sat before me, humming steadily. Only this time, the microphone was active. A red light glowed. It was waiting for me to speak. And then the voice, the almost but not quite version of me, spoke through the static, it is your turn. They are listening. My hands shook uncontrollably. I wanted to scream, to smash the radio to pieces, to run far away. But I couldn't. The weight of every word, every echo, pressed down on me. I leaned in. My lips brushed the microphone. And in a voice that didn't feel like mine anymore, I said the words that sealed my fate, you are listening, you are not alone, transmission infinite. The signal swallowed me whole. And now, if you can hear my story, it means the transmission has already found you. Do not change the frequency. Do not look behind you. Do not stop listening. Because the infinite transmission never ends.